This is the second introduction video. Again, I am Adam Powley, the professor for History 205, American History Through Pop Culture. In this video, what I hope to talk a little bit about is the layout of the class, some of the expected assignments, and the major project that you can expect to accomplish by the end of the semester. So let me just go to the Moodle page. And here's what we're looking at. You can look and find all of the information that you need on the course page. History 205, the syllabus is here. The very first thing that you really should do is go and complete the required syllabus and introductions. This is just a way that I'm going to take attendance in the class. So I'd encourage you to please pause the video and read that, complete the syllabus and introduction so I can count your attendance, and then make sure that you stay in the class. When you're done with that, come on back here, and I want you to know that we're going to be using an online textbook. It's called the American Yawp. It's written by historians. It's kind of an open sourced. More importantly for me, it's free. We're going to be doing quite a bit with other outside sources, so I don't want to make you buy a textbook if we're not going to be using it a ton. If you have another American history textbook, you can certainly refer to that as well. We're going to do a project, a major project at the end of the semester. It is a choice, so you have your choice. You can either do an unessay project. Now an unessay project I'll get to in just a moment, or you can complete a traditional essay. If you choose to do a traditional essay, it's going to be 1,500 to 1,500 words to 2,500 words, which is essentially 3 to 5 pages. It's going to be an argumentative paper. You're going to have a certain number of sources you're going to have to meet. Or you can choose to do this unessay project. Now, this is where you're not going to write an essay. You're going to have a couple of short write-ups, but mostly I want you to think about the pop culture that we're studying and try to come up with a creative way to answer the questions that I'm asking. It might be a graphic novel. It might be some physical artifact. It might be you make your own sitcom. I don't really know what it is that you're going to want to do, and I want you to use both your interests and your skills, along with maybe creative interpretation of your major, in order to provide this for me. So it's hopefully going to be a little bit more engaging, a little bit more exciting than just writing a 3 to 5 page paper. I'm trying to accomplish a couple of new technical things. I've never used this before. I'm trying to set up a Slack channel. So if you have the Slack app on your phone, if you want to do it through the website, if you follow this link here, you should be able to get to a Slack channel that you can then sign up to join the Slack conversation. I like to think of it as kind of a closed circuit Twitter, so it'd be just for conversations among us in this class. So if you're interested in doing that, it'll probably be a little bit faster for me to get to than, say, email. I can just kind of give you a quick text back on the phone. We are also going to be accomplishing something called a Dialectical Journal. So those are going to be introduced a little bit more, with a little bit more detail in week 1 and 2. We will start the Dialectical Journal. I'm going to have a separate video on that because it's a little complicated. The details are in the syllabus, but you're going to be adding to that Dialectical Journal every week. You're going to have a couple of stops along the way for the unessay or the traditional essay project, a couple of status updates. Every now and then, one of our discussion questions for the week is going to deal with the unessay project. So there are a number of checkpoints along the way. So if you feel yourself sort of getting off track, or you don't feel like you've been dedicated attention, we're going to try to recenter and bring it in there. So what's the class going to look like? Well, the class is going to break down a couple of different ways each week. So we have 14 or 15 weeks really where we're going to dedicate to understanding pop culture and to understanding how pop culture can be used as a historical tool. Every week is going to break down, at least for the first 10 weeks or so, with a class reading. You click on this link, it'll take you to the American Yawp. I want you to read chapter 24, which is about World War II and coming out of the 1940s. There is a quick reading check. The reading checks are going to count 10% of the overall grade. I don't expect them to be anything too stressful. I hope they're not. I think there's 5 questions, all multiple choice in there. I just want you to get some key things out of the reading. So you can check that, have that open while you do the reading is fine. But at the end, the first 10 weeks or so, and after that, the reading checks go away and you can focus more on the final project. So every week there's going to be a reading assignment. I will fill this in. I have a Google Sites that I'm preparing at the moment for pop culture primary source options. So every week you're going to pull something from the pop culture primary source options for the Dialectical Journal, which every week you should be adding to that Dialectical Journal. We're also going to have weekly activities. I think this introductory week is probably one of the bigger weeks. This shouldn't be anything too stressful. I'm sorry, that's week 2. This is week 1. Week 1, this is a short week, nothing too stressful. The first week is going to be just give me your top 10 list of most important pop culture moments from World War II on. I do believe that, well, I will have a weekly introduction that you can watch on that. So the weeks, again, breaking it down, weekly reading, some primary source options you'll be able to take a look at, and you get to choose one out of a list of however many I get on there. Weekly activities, you'll have an assignment every week, and you'll have at least a discussion forum every week. I try not to have more than one assignment, although in a couple of weeks there is more than one. In this case, you're going, by the end of week 2, you'll be proposing an essay topic and what it's going to look like. The first 10 weeks, there's the reading check. So again, the format is basically do your reading, do your dialectical journal entry using the primary pop culture source options, and then make sure you complete the weekly activities. If you have any technical issues, please let me know sooner rather than later. If for some reason you were unable to complete an assignment, I do take things late. In the syllabus, it says it's a 10% late penalty. Unless it's if it's not a chronic issue, I'm open to waiving that 10% penalty. Just contact me and explain why. I mean, I have 3 children. I know that they get sick. I know you will probably get sick at some point. My suggestion is to not wait until the end of the week. Don't wait until the weekend to complete these activities, knowing that things happen. The week will run from Monday, so things will open up on Monday morning at midnight. So Sunday going into Monday, and they close Sunday at midnight. So the Sunday going into Monday, the week closes. Discussion forum is how I take attendance. You do need to do something in the discussion forum every week just to make sure that I can check off that you were present. It's a minor grade. If you write in something in the discussion forum every week, that'll count for 16% of your overall grade. So basically each discussion is about 1%. However, a lot of the stuff that's in the discussion forums are designed to create some sort of sense of community. I'm trying to ask questions that will foster some conversation. A lot of it is trying to help each other with your essay projects, finding sources. What do you think about the top 10 list? All of these other things that hopefully don't feel like a hassle and a burden. It's not going to be a deep reading project because we do have so much of that other stuff going on. I will touch base on a couple of other issues in another video. This one has gone on pretty long. So again, if you have any questions, just let me know. You can email me. You can down that Slack channel, or you can give me a phone call.